Howdy y'all, this is Stone Hook, and I'm back in Orange, Texas. Been out of town about a month working over in Louisiana. And I'm gonna run down real quick what I was kind of did while I was over there. Spent most of my spare time on this little bow here for a young man that lives there. This little hickory sapling, and I really enjoy. I ain't made a bow in a long time. I really enjoyed making this thing, but I was finishing up. This is a little deer leather handle, and I was lazing along and just figured I thought I had to go back and tighten up a little bit, and I wound up and ripped through one of the laces, so I'm going to have to cut that off, start over. But the little bow turned out pretty good. It's got a nice bend to it. I mean, and it ain't took no set. Ain't been shot much yet, but I think it's gonna hold up pretty well. But then besides that, I carried a bunch of deer leg bones up there, some knife handle, and a bunch of blades. I was gonna make half a bunch of blades in the handle, so I started out just having blades into deer leg bones. This here's an obsidian blade with deer leg bone. That's kind of rough compared to this side. It looks pretty good with more big flake scores. And this here, that green obsidian blade that I got a video making on here. It's a small one. Another one. Nothing too fancy. All these, I'm gonna come back and wrap them with leather too. I finished one knife up there and wrapped it. This here, you got a big old piece of concrete at the ends of it, but it's made nice. This here's another one. I made this old big in here. That's a pretty rough blade. That's a tough rock there, but made a pretty cool knife. Then I had here's a bunch of some koala cactus up there with me, and I didn't know how to, never used it before, and I kept wondering what to do with it, because I had that hole through the middle of it. I made this little red blade, and got to looking at all that koala cactus. I had two little small pieces like this, so I put a piece of cane through the middle of it. If you can kind of see it right there around that blade, that made it solid enough to actually build half something to it. So yeah, I cut out the end, put a little cedar plug. So you can't see the cane, but you can kind of see the cane down in them holes. But made a cool little knife. So then I started making a bunch more handles but I made this knife, I halved this one up. Had a big hole in it right there, so I put a piece of cane through it, and I cut it some angles and put them pieces of cedar on there, just for a look, I guess. But that stuff's gonna look really nice when it gets a finish on there. There's a lot of grain in that koala cactus. Never used koala cactus before, but I really like it. I made a bunch more handles out of it, just rough handles so far. This here's kind of like a cigarette lighter shape. But you can see this here's actually got a dowel, half-inch dowel. This had a big old hole through it. So, but you can see that dowel down in them holes. There's another one. It had some rough spots, so I'll put some cedar pieces on it just to make the end solid. This another one. This one I got too close to my dowel when I cut down them sides, so I had to mount a piece of cedar on there just to cover it up. But these are just roughed out kind of. There's another little one, put a piece of cedar on the end. Still got the dowel showing though. I should have set the dowel down in there a little ways where I could put a cedar plug or something. Do something with it. That's another one I made. I was shaping it all up and had a big hole back here, and I drilled it, put a piece of cane in it, but cane was so big it kind of made my end cap come loose right there. That's gonna make a nice little handle too. And then I got some more just roughed out pieces. This had a small hole in it, so it just got a piece of cane through the middle of it. But boy, it's got some fine looking grain in these too. This little curved one. But then I made this handle out of a piece of cedar. I was messing around there, and I've done this before. That's braided elm bark. Got a little band around it. Just braid elm bark flat, and then cut a groove around that knife and glue it in there. And then these I just drilled holes and put cane in there, then a little stick in the middle of the cane hole. But I just wanted to try that out, mainly setting them out, and I hadn't done that a long time too. So I just gonna mess around with it. But anyways, that's about all I did up there. I didn't even nap much. I had a little flake pile out there that you could put in a coffee cup. Well, I'm gonna try to nap a little bit tonight. Got a little Texas tab here. Do something simple because I hadn't napped much. Kind of thin right there on that end. I'm not trying to make that the tip. Put the base right back here. I'm gonna just start out with this thin. I'm gonna try to preserve the tip right there. Just get rid of some of this other thin stuff. Ooh, that's a crack. Thought I saw a crack there. I'm not in my normal chair. I got a cat that's 18 years old, and she took over my napping chair over there. So she's asleep, so I let her sleep, and I got me a bucket. I'm sitting on the bucket. But man, when I got back from Louisiana, I was looking there at the weather forecast, and they just showing the rain totals we was supposed to get, and they had us sitting at 5 inches of rain today and tonight and on in early tomorrow. So I thought, boy, that's good. I mean, I'll have some good. I better sit out in the shed and nap the whole time it's raining. But I had a lot to do before it started raining too. My garden, man, before I left, it had been flooded already. So I just took the tractor and went over the garden, kind of crowned it up a little bit better in the middle and packed it down real good so that rain wouldn't saturate it. And a lawnmower wouldn't crank. I need more grass, it's knee deep. Round up, got the neighbor's mower and cut the grass. And we're just ready for the rain today. And it hardly never came. I bet we didn't get a 1/4 inch all day. But in that weather forecast where he was telling us we're going to get 5 inches of rain, he said there's no very low potential of any damage in winds or anything. But the wind was pretty gusty. And then I got a call from somebody I worked for a lot on a commercial building that piece of metal trim across the end, like a brick wall, perfect wall, sticks up above the roof line, was all blown loose. So I go over there. This dang building is about 16 foot tall. The roof line is kind of flat, not really a flat roof, pretty flat. Anyway, prop my ladder up there, and I grabbed me a piece of rope that's tied on up there when I got there, but I had the drill in one hand, a couple bags of screws, and a piece of rope. I got about 3 steps up that ladder, and a big old gust of wind blowed me and the ladder and everything dang off out on the parking lot. Well, I was glad I wasn't no more than 3 steps up. That's from that rain. It finally moved in, but it don't last long. It's been raining like this for about 5 or 10 minutes and it quit. Oh, man, good smoke. Darn it. Okay, I'm back. I had to go grab another rock. I zoomed in that camera a little bit too. This rock though, it's a good, nice looking Texas tab, but it's got a layer of crummy in there. Can't see it going across right there, so I think if I knock this side off, this side looks just a little bit thicker. Or maybe I'll get something out of it, maybe. But anyways, I don't know if I ever finished my story about that daggum weatherman. After I come home getting blowed off at Willow, I got on up on that roof. Ooh, and it was scary. Shoot, man, I got me a piece of rope and waited for the wind to die down. I scurried up there real quick and tied it off to a satellite dish and held on to the gutter till the wind died back down, so I go back down the ladder. And I finally got up there and got the piece of metal off, screwed down good and everything. Best I could for now. But when I went to go back down that ladder, man, I went up there and untied my ropes that was holding it on, and the wind just started blowing so hard, I mean, it just blow me over, and I just held on that gutter so tight. I tell you, I had a vice grip clamp on that gutter and that ladder so it couldn't get blowed over. But then I made it down. I waited the wind died down. I scurried down, got down, made it. And I come home, sit down, and there's that daggum weatherman on TV. And he said the maximum wind gusts up to about 10 miles an hour. Like, man. Felt more like 50 when I was on that ladder. And it really was. I mean, there was some damage too. I've seen pictures of several buildings around here that suffered damage and stuff from the wind. But we didn't. The rain kind of split us. It went on both sides of us. I missed. I hit too short. But I bet we ain't got about a half-inch rain so far. Maybe a little more. That old crummy stuff there don't look like it goes very far, hopefully. It just ain't coming off of there like I wanted it to, though. I have to get a little more bevel and get a little closer to it. I probably need to thin this side too. It gives these flakes a little better chance to go a little deeper than they are right now. They're trying to come up on this thick spot. And it ain't wanting to go down underneath there. That's one way to get it off of there. I knew I'd probably get a big flake there, but I didn't know I'd get that big old knife. Removal. I mean, it got rid of all that. hit. I kind of missed to the left and hit too short, but I didn't do no damage. So. I missed to the right that time. All I'm gonna do now, I mean, I got fairly good profile. Got a couple high spots right there and right there. And that's a little bit higher right in there. So I'm just gonna try to clean them up a little bit and focus on this side. Missed. Missed again. Well, that's about all I can do that side. I kind of drove all them play. I want to come right over here a little bit, but they all went over there. So I'm going to just get me a little bevel back towards this side and try to get this side cleaned up while I still got a little bit of rock left here. And used up a whole lot of whip. Thought I missed that. That went way nicer than I expected. I mean, I'd like to get this one to do that same thing kind of end right there. It kind of went that way more than I wanted it to. I should have turned it a little more, I guess. I better before we even cleaned up this, kind of catch up this side. That's a good platform. I'm going to go ahead and set me up one. I got a little knot right there. I'm going to set me up a platform right there and try to take off this little ridge right there. Then that ought to give this flake a nice, easier path to feather out right there. Get a big flake right there. Miss way to left. Kind of hacked that thing. Dang. I hit a little bit too short right there. Kind of did it again. I'm crumbling. That edge is crumbling, so that flake is not getting no energy. Well, the edge is crumbling really right there. Well, that's track 2. Maybe I shouldn't be napping tonight, but boy, I was really liking that blade. I was just getting down to it. Some of these Texas rocks, they just got a little thin layer of them straps like that in them. And I just can't believe that broke like that, but it did. I'm gonna go down to a smaller bopper. I need more tip speed on this thing, cause that big bopper, this thing got really light, and that bopper is kind of heavier, too heavy. It's not fast enough tip speed to make them flakes peel off there, I think. That little faster tip speed just enables that flake to release farther. Well, that one didn't. faster tip speed is critical to get them flakes to just peel off really smooth, unless you got a heck of a lot of support, maybe for a bigger, heavier bopper, you know. But I'm just taking more off of this side a little bit, because this side got a lot of convexity to it, and I really just need a little more off where I can get to this side. Missed again. Kind of broke off right there. There's June bug. It ain't even June yet. It's amazing how much the trees. I was up in Louisiana, the trees had just started budding out, making leaves. I got back down here and they full green. There was so much pollen up there in Louisiana, the sky was yellow from pine tree pollen. Everything I had, all my knife handles, the blade, my nap, everything was yellow from all the pollen coming in and landing on it. I get one more little flake right there. I'm gonna call this side done for right now. I got one little high spot right there. I'm gonna take a little off his tip. I guess I took too much off there because now I got a high spot right there. I'm gonna try to get me a little bevel over this side, get a few flakes on this side to kind of get that contour flattened out a little bit. This side's sort of flat. I'm just trying to get me a bevel roughly below center there enough to start getting some hits on it, but you know, not put too much taper back out on this side. Now, hopefully I don't miss and I can just get this in one good pass and then pressure flake it. Them devils ain't all that good over there. On this side, right there. That's almost a concavity. Hit too far up on there. Kind of missed to the right there. I want to hit over here. Hit too short. That little bit baby flick. There it comes. I needed that to clean that up because I crumbled that edge and I ain't got much good access from this side. Might still have just enough right there. Just to get me a little flake right there up that little ridge. Hit too short again, kind of. That broke off right there. I'm gonna just try to catch that little point and shoot right in underneath that. It's got a little high spot right there, if you can see it. Sure needs to be gone. Dang, missed. I cleaned up the most of that little broken spot though, so I'm gonna just leave that alone for a minute and move on back here. Hit too short. I ain't saying much because I'm just really trying to focus to hit where I need to. That's a little short. Then once I get me a couple more flakes right there. Now pressure flake this bad boy. Now, a couple things I want to say about pressure flaking. Here a little bit short again. That's a little bad, kind of crumbled up right there where I need to hit. Well, it's not the smoothest preform I ever made, but I'm gonna call it good on that. Pressure flake it. I like them stripes in there. Well, sometimes I try to hit them stripes. They're just a thin layer in the middle of them Texas tabs somehow. It's amazing how they just, I don't know how you explain it. Anyway, let me get my, I'm all out of whack. I'm not sitting on a bucket. I'm going to go gather up my issue stick and stuff, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I kind of moved that camera down and zoomed it in a little bit. What I'm gonna do now, see this side was the last side I flaked. You can see everywhere I took those last flakes, it's got those bulbs of percussions and a little old lip rolling up there. See, so I may could pick out a place and get some pressure flakes on this side, but really, mainly I'm just gonna go through and take some short flakes and get rid of all those little lips and bulbs of percussion right along that edge. This side looked pretty easy. It turned out pretty good. It got pretty clean. Got a couple little ridges. Them flakes will go in there and just smooth this side out real easy. Looks like this side kind of a little more chopped up, but it'll work too. Once if I don't get try to do it too soon. Get that little flake, then take off this side and get me a little bevel. I'll be just a little bit closer over there and have a little bit better edge to press some flakes out on this side. I always just use 2 pieces of leather pad. I don't know. I used to just use one, but I always had trouble. I had really bad plaque psoriasis on my hand. And I think that one pad, if I just use one pad now, I'd have trouble with my skin right there. So two layers of leather really helps. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and just take little short flakes, get rid of all them little lips. Cause see, that flake right there broke off a little bit too. And there's no way I could get enough pressure on one of them to reach that right now. But if I just take a little short flake, then work this side, then I'll be just a little bit closer, a little bit stouter edge that I could press that flake over there to that, clean up that little broken off spot. While I'm sitting here, I feel like I'm right in my shadow or something. I keep leaning way over to the right to try to see. I ain't driving these flakes at all. All I'm doing is just chipping off them little edge real short. I figure say I almost can drive down that ridge, but it's got a little bit of concavity right there close to the edge, and that would just, I don't know if you can see it, but it's that flake wouldn't go nowhere. It'd break off right there. I tried to push on that, so I'm just gonna take them little short flakes, and that creates convexity right there, so that when I get back to it, now I don't have a concavity right there. I got convexity, so that flake will go as far as I can push it. you can see how that just cleaned that edge up a bunch, man. It just transformed it from concavities to a convexity kind of. I'll do the same thing on this side. After this, I'm booting that cat out of my chair, I tell you. I'm all that whack over here on this bucket. That darn cat, though, it missed me so bad while I was gone. I guess since I've been home, it has been right behind me everywhere I go. And it'll, if I'm doing something, it'll sit there, lay down there somewhere or something. And if I go to move, it jumps up and follows me like I'm going to go somewhere. Then it might even get out ahead of me, and she'll just look back, see if I'm still coming. If I ain't, if I turn around, here she comes back. She just hanging to me like a stick tack. That's the only reason I'm letting her sit in my chair tonight, because normally we fight over that chair. That's sad. Same way, it just kind of got rid of all them little lips. So now I'm going to take a finer grindstone that I used earlier, and I'm just going to kind of rake this edge up down a little bit further. That edge is kind of sharp, flat right along there. This edge is the same way. It's really flat coming up to that edge where my platform's going to be, so those flakes are going to go in there flat. So I'll rake down on that a little bit. And just make me a good strong edge. And I'm going to just try to do this one pass of pressure flakes. And just start opportune places. If you can see that one big flake right there is a low spot, so I'm gonna really try to press in on both sides of that more so than right down the middle of it. I'll put that pressure flaker in there where I can just build up a bunch of pressure on that edge. If see a lot of people, they put their pressure flaker in there at such an angle, the only thing you can do is kind of click off a flake straight down kind of, and it ain't gonna go very far. But you can make that edge strong enough you can seat your tool, and that's where your legs come in handy too. We'll just put some good inward pressure. Just snap that flake. It went all the way. This is a good big clean flake. And then it's got little concavities almost on the edge of those releases, so I like to kind of scrape them concavities off of there. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a flake from this side too. I like to work on both sides. I think that flake actually went over and overshot that edge a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna take it. But if you work from both sides, your ridges will line up where you can get them flakes to go farther. If you go all the way down this side here, you only, I don't know, you only got so much you can do. But if you work from both sides, you can kind of strategize them ridges in between the flakes so they'll go for it. Look, that one there overshot too. I'm putting too much pressure in on it, I reckon. I'm gonna click down on this here from around on here to the tip, because them flakes don't gotta travel there on the tip at all. That's the edge of that overshot right there. I just watch myself as I go back, see which side I need to flake on next. This here, that's still part of that big old kind of low spot, that flake cavity, so I'm just going to take some short flakes right there. I'm kind of right to the edge of that low spot. I got a ridge, so I'm going to press this flake on out across there a little better. Probably have my finger in the way. I don't know if you can see that anyways. That's where I'm going to press right there. You can't really see what I can see, though. I can tell in that camera. That went all the way over there because it had a little bit of a ridge to help support it. I'm going to come back this side and clean that up and then do my next big plate, probably from this side. I can't hardly see the ridges or nothing now. But yeah, I got that little bit of concavity from that last flake, so I'm going to rake that off. Anything weak right there. And that makes my next platform right there. Dang, I hope I didn't have that up out of camera. I'm gonna press this really hard too. I want it to go plumb over here, well over halfway. Cause that is still a little bit of a high spot right in there. I'm gonna put all the pressure I can, pretty much straight in on that edge, pushing it almost practically straight across this other margin, I guess you could say. That's where the inward pressure is going. It kind of petered out a little faster than I wanted it to. I'm gonna step over here though, and I'm gonna kind of strengthen this platform a little bit because I need this flake to go plumb over to like right there. Dang, I keep getting over there out of camera. I'm gonna get rid of that little bit of weak spot right there by that last flake. And we'll see my tool right there. It kind of released before I was ready, but it really worked pretty good. Now I'm gonna come back over this side and try to blend the flake in back to like right there. Get rid of that little weak spot right by that last flake. I'm gonna grind this a little heavier too right there because I want good. Get some good pressure on that right there. Yeah, it worked nice. See it come all over and kind of narrowed down and broke off right there. Put that and broke off on me. I got just enough ridge right there beside that next flake. I think I can get rid of them little lips and press another flake right up that ridge and come over here and clean up that little broken spot. You can kind of see that ridge there in the camera. I'm gonna get rid of that little weakness right there by that last flake. Now I'm gonna make sure that ground good where I can get some good pressure on it right there. I need that flake to go right up that little ridge, all over and clean up that little hinge. Dang, I missed. It didn't go toward the hinge, it went over here. Oh well. That profile's all looking pretty good, so I'm at a little high spot right there. Got this little short flake. Then I'm gonna go ahead and press this one pretty hard. My wrist is kind of hurting. I ain't bracing against my leg good. I'm trying to hold that with my hand. I really need it against my leg. That's the best I can do with that side. Turned that nice though. I'm happy. So now I'm gonna come back, take some any tiny short flakes just to get rid of it if there's any big, like deltas. Couldn't think of the word. And I'm gonna take a few flakes. You can see down that edge right there. It's kind of still low. I didn't even push no flakes right there. So I'm gonna take some little short flakes right across there. And you come back and hit these biggest deltas kind of lightly. The old flake just kind of little short flake to blend in the contour that edge and give me just a little bit of bevel back toward this side. I'm gonna squint that edge. And grind it kind of strong. Not too strong. If you get too strong, you just can't do much between your big flakes, you know. That's why it's good to not grind the whole edge too much. And then if you need a big flake in one spot, just grind that one little spot. So then in between those spots, that thinner edge allows you to take smaller flakes in between big flakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack this. I'm gonna start from tip, work my way back like I did the other side. I'm mainly just gonna try to hit the high spots kind of sporadically, not get too fancy yet. Sleep. That broke off right there. I'm not getting good brace on my leg though. I'm trying to hold it in my wrist and it's hurting. It really needs to get, that should be against your leg so tight that your wrist is not trying to hold against it. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to hold against it. Just make. You do that very long, you'll be crippled, I think. Well, I would, I know. This way, each one of them flakes, they're going over there kind of break off a little bit, but then you catch them from the other side. And it makes really good terminations. Man, my wrist just can't hold it. My wrist just won't let me get enough pressure on that. That flake broke off right there. Yeah, I had a lot better wrist position on that. I don't know what I did, but that felt pretty strong. That didn't. Broke off right there. I got a lot of flakes on there, but I'm gonna just kind of downstroke this edge, just toughen it up a little bit, and I'm gonna go through and put the final little touches to it. I'm gonna go ahead and flake this base back because it's still pretty thick right there on the end. I'm gonna hit my issue stick a little bit too. It's kind of got a little burr on it. Actually, that broke. Crumbled. That gummit. Might have to get a little bit more bevel there because that crumbled on me. Dang, I just can't get enough pressure on it without my wrist wanting to give out. Every one of them plates kind of broke off right there, so I'm gonna try. I don't know that I even got a good contour of those better press flakes out there anymore. I really just got contours a bit cleaned up close to the edge. I sure would like that flake right there where I go one to mess me up. It would have went on out there. I think that'd be a lot better shape. I'm gonna try to bevel that just a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and take a flake right here first, and then I'll try to take a flake right there. I got some of them off of that side. This flake will travel on out there. I wasn't even ready. I don't know what happened right there. I think I broke my platform off though, so I'm gonna quit worrying about them and just do what I can. Straighten up this edge a little bit. This one there, I'm just gonna flip it over. Really need to just lightly so it just touches those kind of points. Then we'll flip it over here and just take some short flakes right along there, and if you can, there you go. Ain't getting. You gotta have a good flake, but you can't hear that dang edge crumble though, or else you got this crumble rough edge where if you pop a flake off, that's crumbled. Makes a good, clean, sharp edge. See, it's here, just down a little rough. Well, need a little more off of this side right through there. Now, my tip's a little bit lopsided. I better quit right here, cause the more I sit here and pick on this thing, the duller that edge gets. Right through there, don't need a little bit. Well, heck, that's all I can do with it. Let's see if you can see them flake scars or not. With that light right above me, it's hard to show the flake scars. This side kind of got a few little hinges. Anyways, it took way longer than I thought to press flake it. Anyways, it's good to be back, and I'll be back.